This is a reading from the notebooks by Maria Valtorta, 1944, July 28th. The reference is John chapter 9, verse 31. Jesus says, "The power of doing the will of God. It makes God unable to refuse us anything. Given the majesty of the Lord, he cannot be said to become the servant of obedient man. But the Most High God, in the face of his obedient servant, really seems to want to surpass him in promptness and in all that is good. He hears him with prompt solicitude. It is not many prayers that obtain results. It is doing the will of God. Prayers in resistance to this will mean nullifying prayers. Out of justice, how can you demand that God bend to your wills, desiring something when you do not bend to the wish of his asking you for something else? Consider how much power obedience to his will exerts on God's heart. I did not redeem you with any act of my own. I could have, because I was God, like the Father, and everything is possible for God. I could, then, have cancelled out the sin of the world with one word alone, just as I cancelled out the infirmity, sin, and death of individuals. But to teach man to become a son of God again, I, God becoming man, wanted to redeem through obedience to God's will. And consider what obedience mine was. When I had consummated it totally, heaven then opened upon fallen man, and forgiveness emerged. Disobedience had disinherited man. Obedience made him an heir again. All that is eternal and infinite became yours again through obedience. Learn then the way to be heard, to do the will of God out of love for him. Go in peace. July 29th, Song of Deborah. Judges chapter 5, verse 2 and 31. Jesus says, it is, however, the Eternal Father who speaks according to the writer's own rectification at the end of the dictation. If one changes Israel into of Christ, one has the people of God. The one that, marked with the holy sign of the Son, will enter into the kingdom which his sacrifice has opened to it. Let the following be said then, O Christians who voluntarily offer your lives to pain, bless the Lord, for by loving with generosity you have obtained the grace of shining in heaven like the sun when it rises. And you will shine without experiencing a sunset, for what belongs to God is eternal. And you are eternal because you are in God and in the crucified Christ, whom you imitate in the most arduous part of his example. Remain then with peace in your hearts, peace regarding all supernatural and human matters. I am with you, and the broadest indulgences descend upon your weaknesses, for your offering cancels out every tabes in my holy sight. I cannot treat you with severity, you that continue the work of my word, beyond the severe visage of your mission, which in human eyes may take on the appearance of divine sternness. There remains infinite sweetness, ready to pour itself upon you, like a wave upon the beach. There remains love that loves you. There remains God with all his charity, sweetness, patience, and compassion. Respond to my blessings by blessing me, and between earth and heaven, let there be an exchange of loving heartbeats to keep this unhappy earth, which does not want to belong to God and to his Christ, joined to the Creator, who comes to its aid even if it deserves to be aided no more. Weave a web of love with which to take the souls led astray and carry them to the light. Imprison them in this web of your heartbeats, linked to God's. Make the world remember that God exists by seeing him shine in you, in every act of yours. And be happy, thinking of your future. After so much darkness, how much light awaits you. After so much pain, how much joy. Your eternal day will be more festive than a rising sun. Forget the present horror, in which Satan and his servants agitate out of hatred for God and his children, by thinking of this day. I bless you. I thought it was Jesus, but it is the Eternal Father.